You're broke, you're fat, you're depressed, and guess what? It's your fault. Yeah, it's probably a hard pill to swallow right now, hearing me say that, but that's the truth. And there's a huge disease going around the world, and that disease is the victim card. I'm a victim. Something happened to me, it's not my fault. I'm a victim. I'm broke and somebody else's fault. There's a Greek saying, for every finger that you point at somebody, 3 fingers point back at you. And I'm about to tell you something that may help you in life. It has certainly helped me in my past, because for a short period of time in my life, I used to play that victim card as well, where I looked at everything going wrong in my life. I blame other people or organizations or the government or whoever the fuck else I can blame except myself. And at the end of the day, if you want to become better at anything you do, whether that is if you want to have more money in your life, if you want to have a better relationship in your life, if you want to have a better spiritual relationship with yourself, it goes back to this one thing, and that one thing is taking extreme ownership at everything that you do in life. You own everything, and therefore you can't blame anybody for anything but yourself. I highly recommend that you go read Arthur Schopenhauer's paper on this. I think it's called Arthur Schopenhauer Morality. Beautiful paper. Joseph Campbell has a great summary about that. But going back to the extreme ownership thing is like, listen, if you're, say, broke in life, instead of you just saying, oh, it's the government fault or the educational system or there's not enough jobs, that's not really becoming in power of anything that you do, is it? Let's kind of break down into an actual scenario over here. So we're gonna play through Charlie, this guy I call Charlie. Figment of my imagination, Charlie. So we have Charlie over here. And Charlie, he just got fired from his job, he lost his house, he has no money, and guess who he starts blaming? He starts blaming the government, starts blaming the economy, starts blaming politics, starts blaming his friends, starts blaming his family all around him, and things start spiraling down and down and down until he looks up, he realizes, holy fuck, he's in a black hole, he's stuck and finger pointing at every single one. In that scenario, does it help Charlie to be pointing fingers at everybody but himself? No. It doesn't. How does that help you as a person to be pointing fingers at everybody else but yourself? As soon as you start playing the victimhood card, you relinquish the power that you have. You have no more power. Go read Viktor E. Frankl's book, A Man's Search for Meaning. It's going to transform your life. One of my top 10 books of all time. Doesn't matter if it's business or investments or mindset or spirituality. It just makes you think about perspectives and how the human mind is capable of so many different things. But going back to Charlie, okay? So it doesn't help Charlie to point fingers at that. In fact, he loses power. He has no more power in his life. He is powerless. He's there at the mercy of everybody else, and he's not proactive in life. He's actually subtracting from life because he's an energy vampire. Any single person that he's around, they don't want to be around with him because he's pointing fingers. He's negative. Nobody wants to be around with a negative vampire, these energy suckers. And that's why Charlie slowly starts noticing that his friends leave him. Maybe his wife leaves him. And at the end of the day, he realizes he's all by himself, collecting welfare or government funds, whatever, and he's scratching his head wondering, how the fuck did I get here? And guess what? You know, a lot of people are like that right now. A lot of people are scratching their head and be like, how the fuck did I get here? And they continue in the vicious cycle, blaming other people. Let's flip that for a second. So imagine if Charlie, instead of blaming other people, started accepting responsibility for everything. So if Charlie got fired from his job and lost his house, instead of saying, fuck the company, fuck the government, fuck the economy, he should be saying, I got fired, how can I get a job today? What do I need to do today? I'm gonna take ownership of this right now. I'm gonna call every single company. I'm gonna send my resume to everybody. I'm gonna add value out there. I'm gonna go out there, proactively engage and proactively put myself in a position so I do have another job to support me, myself, and my family, as opposed to pointing fingers, relying back on welfare. Same thing in relationship, as opposed to saying the relationship, saying, oh, it's her fault, or it's his fault, or, she's always doing this, or he's always doing that. Sit down and both take responsibility for the situation and talk to each other as human beings and acknowledge the fact that, listen, we're gonna go through this together. I take responsibility for this situation. Yes, I will do this. Your world will drastically change when you take responsibility. Let's go back to business for a second. Say you are a CEO or founder of a startup. Listen, everything's on you. Don't be blaming the marketplace. Don't be blaming, oh, I don't have funding. Don't be blaming none of that shit. At the end of the day, the success of your company is on you. If you're not out there taking responsibility for getting sales, for increasing the numbers, for hiring the right people, for growing your company, well, guess what? The only person's fault for the company not growing is yours, point blank. Let's talk about weight. You know, let's say you're 50 pounds overweight. You can't be blaming anybody. You can't be blaming the fucking companies. You can't be blaming your doctor. You can't be blaming society. No one's taking a gun, putting to your head and saying, you gotta eat this food. No, you're the one eating food every single day. You're the one maybe taking certain medication you shouldn't be taking. You're the one not exercising every single day. You're the one not taking responsibility for the love of yourself. Yes, I know, it probably fucking hurts. You listening to me right now saying, no, you're impossible, it's not my fault, I'm 50 pounds. Yes, it is. It is your fault. Because when you do take responsibility for being overweight, everything is in your power to change everything in your life. You can start exercising every single day. You can start eating healthy every single day. You can start sleeping better every single day. You now become the engineer of your life. And it's beautiful because all the success that you get in the future, financial success, spiritual success, relationship success, health success, you can now congratulate yourself for getting there. Because it's you that put in the time. It's you that took the responsibility. You're the one that wakes up every single morning and puts in the time day in, day out. It's you that puts out the fire when shit hits the fan. It's you that people rely on. It's you that have that mindset to continue forward and moving on and on and on and never blaming anybody, always accepting responsibility, accepting the fact that there's going to be obstacles in your way, always. And don't even consider them obstacles. I consider them teachers. There's teachers in your way. They'll teach you new things all the time. Maybe you're a little out of shape. That's a teacher for you to get better in shape. You're not financially at the level you want. That's a teacher to get you to the next level. Spiritually, that's a teacher. Relationship-wise, that's a teacher. Don't look at these things as negatives. Think of them as amazing opportunities that now you take control, you own it, you own everything, and you go forward. And that's it. I'm gonna leave you at that. Take full ownership. Take full responsibility, and your life will transform. Peace.